Hello people of the world. Today I'm going to be reviewing the LEGO Eternals Rise of the Dorito. It's actually called Rise of the Domo, but this is just a giant Dorito. Anyways, first off, the minifigures. I'm going to try to name them from memory when I go through them. Keep in mind I haven't seen the movie yet, so I'm gonna get things wrong, and I forgot to look at the box beforehand, or I threw the box away before reading their names, so I think this guy's name is Icarus. He's the main character, I'm pretty sure, at least, considering he comes in all but one of the Eternal sets, and the one he doesn't come in is the other one I've reviewed. This, I think, is Cersei. Ooh, I just punched the camera on accident. Yeah, they have, the characters for Eternals are very detailed. They're quite cool, because I also like how they're, like, obviously superhero clothes, but they're very nondescript, so you could use these for a lot of superhero-based mocks if you're making your own heroes or whatever. This is Thena. Makari. I think this hairpiece is new. Druig. And Fastos. Oh, and the other set I reviewed, I remember saying Thena's, like, clothing looked out of place, because hers has, like, obviously cloth stuff in it, while the others don't. But Fastos's is also like that, so it doesn't stand out as much. Ooh! The wheel of my chair is right up against the camera leg, and I didn't realize. You get a set of orange Power Blast pieces to give to the characters if you want to, like, just, or not. Do things with these and stuff. We have, I don't know why I took his hair off. Just muscle memory of showing figures to camera. Yeah, you have the assortment of those to use. My nose is really stuffy this morning. On to the two deviants you get. This is the first one. Now, in the review of the other set I did, the Deviant Ambush, I remember saying I didn't know if that Deviant was the biggest one in the line, or this one, because they seemed similar size from the box art. And turns out they're both the same length, like, from head to tail, except this one's actually slightly longer because of its tail, because the other one didn't have a tail. If you're not including the tail, they're both this length, and they're both the same height too. But this one is much thinner, like this one's only 4 studs at the widest, while that one was 10 at the shoulder. So actually this one's more like 5 or 6, because these stick out on the ends, but whatever. So this one has quite the array of tendrils coming out of its back that you can arrange in different directions. Like these move forward and back, these move sideways, and these ones all move forward and back, and it also has some back here. It has a tail, and then its head, in these eyes are printed, everything else is on it is stickers. The head is in the jaw are 2 separate pieces, so the jaw moves up and down and has 2 different mandibles, and the upper head can also move up and down. And then the arms are on ball joints. There's also tendrils on the forearms. And the legs are also ball joints, and then they also have the mixel ball joints for the feet. Yeah, that's that one. Also, while building it, I noticed it is very much a frog when you do it like that. Like, because you build the back legs first as like a Canvey Island monster for a second. If you don't know what that is, you're down bad. Anyways, now, this, if I remember correctly, he's the leader of the Deviants. I think his name is Crow. He showed up in the trailer for a second from what I've seen in the trailer. I don't think navy was the best color to go with per se. I feel like they should have gone with either the teal or the sand green colors that they do in like little accessory bits and other parts of his body. Yeah, sets. His head is also a new piece. He has a very wide neck. This just attaches with a axle. So his arms, which are asymmetrical, one of them has this giant clawed hand, the other just his fingers. Also, he's all stickers, except that this is printing. All the rest of his details are done through stickers. He has shoulders and elbows, obviously, and fingers, and hips and knees for articulation. And on his shoulders, he has these two tendrils, and yeah, that's it for connections. Also, he's the only deviant, I think, that has keys in gold on him. All the others, they're just this opalescent color, but he has gold ones on his arms. Now, to the Dorito itself. This thing was a fun build to see the way they did it. My chair is rubbing up against the desk because I've had to put the camera in a weird place to get the whole sound frame. But anyways, it's even harder when the last set I have from Christmas. Which will probably be like a week from now or a few then, because I think it's big. Anyways, because this thing was a pain, but also really cool to build. Like, the way it unfolds and the way they do certain parts of it, it's, like, not the way I was expecting. But also how I was expecting. And also, on all these long bits on the sides, those are all stickers. There, and also on the smaller round pieces, not the big ones, those aren't stickers, but these smaller ones, like here, are also stickers. Those weren't as bad, but these being stickers was so annoying, because if you get it slightly, like, 1 degree off, because it's such a long thing, it's going to come off the side, so you have to get it just perfect. But so, from the outside, cursory view, it's almost, I counted stud-wise, and it's only a few studs away from being an equilateral triangle, which is quite cool. There's also stud shooters on top here. And something I found really interesting is for the back corners, these are doors. Like, they didn't just leave a little indent, sort of like they did at the front. They just, like, made it flush by putting 2 doors closed together. That's pretty snazzy. I don't know if they've done that on other sets, but this is the first I've ever noticed them do that. That's pretty cool. I didn't notice that in pictures of it. On the front, though, they just have whatever this piece is. So, yeah. It can detach. But, well, it's not just a Dorito, because it's a Dorito that opens, right? So how does it open? First, you can open this front section to get to the cockpit, which has lots of stickers and stuff in there. There's a print, which is that green thing. It's a pretty odd-looking cockpit. You can't really see in there because it's dark. So, then we open these up. Those don't contribute much light down into there, and, well, it's also hard to see what's in those. But then, you get the sides down. And this whole top middle section, sort of like the Bad Batch shuttle, pulls back. I'm surprised it didn't break that time, because it always breaks. Anyways, so I guess we'll start at the front and move back. So you can see the cockpit a little better because there's light coming through the corners. That just closed itself. But, and then let's actually move camera closer and in. So on this outside flap, these flaps just do this to close. There's another one of these Ninjago blade pieces that you can give one of the characters. And on the other flap, there's a blade and a sword. Like, you can just pop these out and hand them to a minifigure. And then I guess we'll start with this corner. You have a coffee maker, a chair, a umbrella, a crowbar, 2 microphones, a metal detector, and a video game controller. I'd assume that's just like random things that they just brought from the human world onto their ship or something. I haven't seen the movie, I don't know. Okay. Now in this corner, you have another weapon for them. It's one of the big fists that Gilgamesh has in the Deviant Ambush set. I actually thought that piece was exclusive to that set for a bit. But then there's also this machine that, or I don't know what it is, but it's in the corner here, and you can take it out and put a character in it, and they can drive it around like a little rover. If this shows up in the movie and it looks just like this, that would be sad. There's nothing else in that corner. I'm gonna close those corners, close this. In the middle, you have this big open space. Those are all stickers on those big round pieces. And here you have Escharum, I think his name is, if I remember correctly. His arms go up, down, he can do this. This is a statue of him, though, not like the actual version. The version is like planet-sized. And he's holding a person in his hand, I guess. Or an eternal something in his hand. And then on this back section, you have whatever this contraption is. Hold up, let me angle that up. This was the most annoying thing ever. To get this tube to run through these without popping out, because it kept popping out the side. So I could plug it into one and pop out the other, and I'd plug in that one and pop out the other. And it was such an inconvenience to build. But eventually got it to work. Also, oddly, this can't close when those are open, yet, hold on, it can open when those are open. So like if I'm opening it, it goes past them, but if I'm closing it, it brings them down with it. Why do physics do that? Also, actually I have to open those again to fold these back up. But yeah, wondering how the corners were done. You can see it's with those hinge pieces there and there, and then yeah, the doors were just a surprise to me. I thought the hinges would be like the very end, like it is on the upper one, like the hinges just there and the ship would end there, like there wouldn't be like keep going for the corner, but on these it keeps going to the corner, and they use doors to do that, so it's pretty snazzy. Also, I like how there's these dishes and 1x4s and like this weird clear opalescent color, which is also seen on the Deviants and these tendril pieces, like, and especially on this guy, he has a bunch of them. They're like fused together right there. So I wonder if they just, like, if that's purposely supposed to represent something, or like that's used by Eternals and Deviants, or if that's just a color they use to get their color schemes down. And yeah, that is that set. Woo woo. Now for the time lapse. If you're still watching, by the way, if you watched to the end of this, type Fireball in the comments, because I want to see who actually watches to the ends of these. Alright, now for the time lapse. See you in another video.